Hi, my name is Stacy Guzman, and I will be talking mostly about in this speech is mainly about pageants. So the title is Babies, Not Barbies. We'll go ahead and start off with a brief story of basically why the reason I had chose to do this presentation regarding this topic, only because I did see that it was a issue during the time that I was told in regards to this. So mainly, so we'll start off with how it was mostly about my cousin at that time, who was 7 years old. She was in a pageant and was mostly at all the pageants. During Halloween, we had decided to watch movies and we were trying to pick one, but we had came across a movie which is a must known movie, which is Hocus Pocus. I'm pretty sure everybody's aware of it. The whole family was stoked to watch it, so everybody was so eager and happy to watch it because it brings back old memories. And as we're about to watch it, she then mentioned she didn't know or wasn't familiar with the movie. So that's when I had noticed that she was not, and she did not have the same childhood as maybe I did and probably the rest of us in the family. So then that's when I became not concerned, but it was just something that I think I should address, only because day go by day and we're not getting any younger. So I think for the future kids, I think we should have this in mind. I know I did see an article which, according to UCSB, an estimated amount of 250,000 children have participated in child beauty pageants every year, also essentially forcing them to grow up too soon and just ruining their whole childhood. Which we are just mainly going to learn on why children have been affected by pageants and why they should be banned. Throughout this, think and ask yourself, would you allow your own child to be in beauty pageants? We'll be discussing the problem, effects, and the solutions throughout this topic. So we'll go ahead and start off with, we do have a serious issue, which is many kids are competing in pageants from all sorts of ages, which is very young or very old. Pageants were suggested to young children that there was a value in focusing on their appearance and judged through the eye of others, as Zahn had said once in his article. Girls are under the pressure to achieve perfection and to be perfect and to be this goddess to everybody's eyes, to be attractive in order to win. So it's all about your looks in order to win anything. It could stress out to looking a certain way, leading to any emotional distress, which I had seen that was last updated on July 20th, 2015. Sana had mentioned. I did see that a study conducted by Wunderlich et al. All reveals, in quotes, of the 131 females who participated in beauty pageant contests, 48% reported a desire to be thinner, 57% stated they were trying to lose weight, and 26% had been told or were believed to have an issue. Dante had mentioned as well. Of course, the ethics of any child beauty pageant are more than just an American issue. The French state voted to outlaw pageants for girls under age 16 in the 2013 year. As for other countries, they all have considered taking similar measures as well, but probably not as much or not as consistent with it. Now that we have discussed the effects, let's take a look at the problem, I guess, would be. There are three significant now that we looked at the body, so now we're going to look at the effects. There are three significant effects, which is not being able to ever be satisfied with their appearance, having health concerns so young, and depression with lower self-esteem. Now, many children, even at a young age, already do have self-esteem problems. I myself have experienced it myself, and I'm not saying I don't anymore, but I mean, it's something that's part of us and something we can't control. Many parents may encourage children to quickly lose weight so they can fit into a small costume or display tiny bodies in swimsuit-centered fitness competitions, leaving children to be focused on just their body image. So their body image is just the main concern and the main priority of the whole beauty pageant. A study had performed in 2005 on a high rate of eating and mental disorders in adults who participate in beauty pageants as a child. Developing disorders that can carry on through adulthood, William had mentioned. We are giving these kids messages that how they appear and how they perform and standards about what they come up to is actually more important than what they are like inside. So the value of them to think that it's okay to look a certain way, but from what you are inside personally or your personality or anything like that does not matter, which is totally completely opposite of what the message we should be giving to our kids and our children. I think that's something children should not have to worry at such a young age. That was mentioned by Nikki. That was last updated in May 25th, 2011. Now that we discussed the effects, let's look at the solution. There's a clear solution, which is basically banning pageants up to a certain age at least with certain restrictions. If we had certain restrictions, I think there will be a less common percentage of children going through so much stress at that moment. So if we had came with the decision to only allow children from 17 and up at that age, I already do think that their mentality is a bit much more stronger than it is when they're younger. But don't quote me on that. I do know that's just the starting age of when kids do start to look more on their appearance if they weren't in beauty pageants. Nothing younger could be a great start to this new change. I do think we could see a better change in the environment of the beauty life. More children would have a better knowledge. They would have a better chance to speak up and decide if they are okay with being in a pageant life. Because like I said, it can be a lot. Having monthly physical checkups, I think it's what's best to see how they're progressing into making sure all children are stability when it comes to their mental. Of course, anything of the abnormally would have to be reported and discussed to why the children is in the state of mind that they are in. In conclusion, I do think today we did learn briefly of why it's important to ban pageants and how from its children have been affected by as well as traumatizing. We have read out the problem, the effects, and the solution to this issue. This is currently still going on and how we can change this pattern. I do hope that this is something that you can change later on in the future with your later on when you were to have kids or anything like that. Do keeping in mind that according to the USCB, an estimated amount of 250,000 children in the beauty industry and the child beauty pageants every year, also essentially forcing them to grow up too soon and ruining their childhood. So do think of mind that that's not just your child, that's a life that you created, so why destroy it? As for my cousin who was in the beauty pageant environment, I do wish her the best and hopefully is able to make a change once she grows up and comes to realize she has already missed so much in her childhood that she does not have to continue it once she grows up and has the option to choose to continue or just do something else or just not participate in any at all. And also that way she's not keep on missing out. It's never too late, and of course she cannot go back in time and regain all that time she has lost, but she can try to do the little things that make it more memorable to her and to at least say, yes, I love that movie, or do you remember that one part? I think it's a great part to relate to other people in the movie because it's such a good movie. It's not just about a movie, but it's the fact that you have a memory with someone of something that happened as in your childhood. It's just a good happy moment. I hope you were well informative about the speech, and I hope you change your opinion. Thank you.